Hey everybody, how are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a great day. Just remember today is an awesome day, and you can make it awesome if it's not starting out on a good foot, because you are an awesome person. So it's a great way to start the day off. So hey, welcome. Hopefully we have a few people on here, and hopefully everybody's starting the day off great, whether you're in the morning or whether you're in the afternoon or whether you're in the evening, right? Depending on where you are in the world today. So today I just kind of wanted to get together. I thought we would do a quick little cook together. Thought I would try out Keto Chow's new blueberry pie flavor. So I've been thinking about different recipes and things of that nature. And I know a few people on YouTube have done cheesecakes, and I may do a cheesecake. I have a couple of these, so I may do a cheesecake as well. We'll have to see. So, but that's one of the stars today. So we're gonna make something with this. So, hey Sheena, how are you? So that's kind of what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna make something really easy, some blueberry muffins. I know I'm forgetting something. I'm out here and I'm thinking I got all the stuff to make it, but I didn't get the muffin pan out, and I didn't get my my little parchment paper muffin holders out. So we'll get those in a little bit. But no big deal. So hopefully everything is going well. Hopefully everybody's staying out of the heat if you're in a place where it's hot, or out of the rain if it's raining. So depending on where you are. But today I thought I'd just kind of get together and just do this cooking, and I like cooking. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. It's actually nice. A lot of times my wife and I sit and we'll cook together and help each other, and she does most of the cooking, and I'll just kind of more of a sous chef, helping her out a little bit. So, and she teaches me some tricks and tips and stuff as we go along. So again, as you see things going on, if you have tips or tricks or anything that I can learn from, I would greatly appreciate it. I really like the help and the interaction of folks that can teach me more so I can get better, right? So that's the premise behind this. I got to tell you, I wasn't much of a cook until I started doing keto, and I've learned a lot over the years, because you kind of have to adapt, right? So you do a lot of more cooking at home and less buying at the store or taking out. So, and if you see me looking down, because I have my camera is up here and my computer monitor is down just below it. So I have to kind of look down to see the comments. I'm thinking about a different setup. But it's a good way for me to get the bowl and to be able to see me and everything else. So, so it's going to be 103 today. Sheena says it's going to be 103 today. So, yeah. So I don't know what the temperature is here today. I think it's like 81 or something like that today. So it's not too bad here. And the closer you go to the shore, the better it is. And we're about 5 miles away from the shore, 4 or 5 miles away from the shore. So we're actually in a valley where we get a nice breeze off the Pacific Ocean that kind of helps keep us cool where we are. So it's actually kind of nice. So, but we do have our hot days, but not a lot of them. Most of the houses here are not built with air conditioning because of the fact that you don't need air conditioning, because it's pretty moderate year round. So I know people come out here, and when we first moved out here, it was really strange that, all the places we looked at, none of them had AC in them. So, but anyway, I got my coffee. I'm actually going to get some water here. Just so as I'm talking or whatever else, if I need a drink, it's here. And then I got all my stuff here. So again, today we're just going to do a really simple blueberry muffin. It's going to be a protein muffin, so it's going to be very high in protein. So it's going to be a little different than our traditional muffin. One thing about protein muffins is that you got to be careful, because a lot of times they come out very dry and they're not the tastiest in the world. So, hey, Six Ontario, how are you? how's everything up in Ontario? So, yeah, so it's kind of so we're gonna put in a little secret ingredient into it to help make it up, and as well as, like I said, I'm gonna put the blueberry pie keto chow in there just to try to give it some blueberry flavoring. I gotta tell you, if you haven't visited Keto Chow's website, they must have 100 or more recipes, a couple hundred recipes easy on their website on different things that you can make keto chow with. Everything from chili to cheesecakes to tarts to beef stews to all kinds of really cool stuff on their website. Now, most of the sweet tastes do have some kind of a milk product in it. So if you're dairy, have a problem with dairy, you may want to stay away from the sweets. But they do have some savory ones. Like I say, they have some beef broth ones and a couple of others. I also, in the video on Friday, I do want to mention too as well that we are doing a giveaway. So if you have not watched that video from Friday and signed up, if you live in the US and you're a subscriber and you haven't signed up for that giveaway, please go over there and do that if you would like it. So again, giving away some fasting drops, some magnesium drops, some electrolyte drops, or I should say electrolyte tablets. So, and then I also have an apron that was gifted me that I would like to pass on to the community. So that's something that interests you. If you do some intermittent fasting, or if you do some long-term fasting, and that's really what the fasting drops are for. I will say that yesterday, hey, Frugal Mama, how are you? How are you? So, so if you, again, if you do some long-term fasting, yesterday I had to laugh because yesterday, Keto Chow, Chris and Miriam did a, hey, Taya, how are you? Thank you for coming. And again, they did a little reaction video because Mr. Beast, and I think everybody knows who Mr. Beast is. He's probably one of the most popular guys on YouTube today. Did a 30-day fast, so he was not going to eat any food for 30 days. So he actually had a doctor and everything else. And if he lost the bet, his friends got to shave his head. So that was the bet he made with his friends. And it was interesting because they went through it and their reaction to it and how Mr. Beast made out while he was doing his 30-day fast. And they kept cutting in and talking about different things. And one of the things was when you're doing electrolytes, the lack of, or I should say, when you're doing fasting like that for 3, 4, 5 days, 7 days, that you really need to keep your electrolytes up. And, you're going to feel sick after about 3 days. And he did do that. I think on his 4th day, he got really bad headaches and he was feeling very lethargic. Yeah. Very tired and unmotivated. I don't know why I can't. Anyway, so, but I'm gonna just kind of. It was just an interesting video. So if you get a chance to go over there and check it out, it's kind of cool. Mr. Beast didn't make it 30 days. Pretty close. He made it a lot further. He had to do a video with Gordon Ramsay, and that kind of killed it. And I guess if I was cooking with Gordon Ramsay, that I would probably eat too. So I would probably, for one day, I would probably go off my fast just to, or how do you say, go out of my lifestyle to enjoy the food that Gordon Ramsay prepared for me. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to turn my oven on. I'm going to turn it on to 350. Make sure there's nothing in there. I'm going to bend over and get the muffin pan. I don't need it at this second, but I will need it here at the end. And I'm going to also get my parchment muffin holders. So let me get those. sorry about that, but so if you haven't used these before, these baking cups before when you're cooking or baking, these are a godsend, because I will tell you that the muffins, or whether you're making egg bites or whatever you're making, you put them in these things and then they just fall right out. You don't lose half the muffin or half of whatever you're making to the cup, right? So it's really, really super nice, super easy to use. But we'll do that in a minute. And then we're going to get started with this. We're actually going to mix together. The first thing I'm going to do is I use this 0-carb protein isopure. I'm a big fan of isopure. They have a ton of flavors, from everything from cookie and cream to Dutch chocolate to strawberry, and every one that I've ever tried are really, really good. So I really, really like the isopure 0-carb protein powder. So this is going to be our base. It's going to be one of our bases, right? So we're actually going to put in here. We're going to put in 2.5 cups. Oops, we're going to put 1 cup. We're going to put 1 cup in here. It's actually a really nice fine powder too, so it's easy to bake with and easy to cook with. I've actually used it in a number of other recipes as well. So 1 cup of that. And of course, the next thing we're going to put in 2.5 cups of our almond flour. Now, I do most of the time because we go to Costco a lot, so I get my almond flour at Costco. But I will tell you that it's a King Arthur's almond flour is actually finer. It's actually a little nicer for baking. So it really depends on you and how you want it and how you like it. I'm going to put the Keto Chow blueberry pie mix into it. So this was a limited amount. Look at that nice color. Look at that color. You see that blue? It smells like blueberries. So it was a limited run. I guess they're having a problem getting acacia gum, and that's one of the things that's the binding ingredient in it. So they're having trouble with the getting acacia gum right now. There's a shortage of it. So that's why they're having a limited run on this. I guess from the conversation I watched them have, that they only made about half of what they expected to make because they couldn't get enough acacia gum to do the whole order. So they're waiting for more to come in to finish the order. So I just thought it interesting. I work in the aerospace industry, and I know that we're having a tough time with shortages as well. Really simple things too, but it has wreaked havoc with the business, where we get going and we have to shift gears. We have to stop building one type of parts, and we have plenty of work. It's just the problem is, getting the parts to do it. We also have we were having an issue with some folks finding folks to work as well, but that's been getting better as we go along. So I'm just going to this is some pink Himalayan salt. I'm going to just put in a dash. It's probably like a quarter or a half a teaspoon of it. So I'm just going to put that in there. Baking powder. Again, this is 1 teaspoon. I don't know why. I always say, you ever watch I say teaspoon, and it's really a tablespoon, or it's a tablespoon, and it really says a teaspoon. So I'm going to put that in there. That's just the little bit of the baking powder and stuff of that nature. So hey, Triple Threat, how are you? So So I'm going to put that in there and mix it up just a little bit. I got one more thing we're going to mix in here, and then that's our end of our dry ingredients. I'm actually going to put some sweetener in there. So this is monk fruit erythritol blend. I like to use the Latana brand. I do use the Keto. I mean the natural flavoring brand from Costco. I do use it a lot. But it's not necessarily the cleanest, right? So it has natural flavorings in it. I have no idea what the natural flavorings are in it for a sweetener. Now this just has monk fruit and erythritol in it. Period. It doesn't have the natural sweetener in it, so which is nicer, right? So we're going to put a half a cup of this in here. I'll actually put a little less than that because of the fact I think my sweet tooth has changed a little bit, so I don't like things as sweet as I used to like them. And I think it's just because I've been doing keto so long. I've been doing it for almost 5 years. October will be 5 years for me. My anniversary will be in October. So I dropped a ton of weight. I was pre-diabetic. The doctor told me last time I saw him, he said, you're going to have to start taking some diabetes medicine next time you come, I'm sure. He said, and also high blood pressure medicine. He was the one that suggested that I do keto, which was kind of cool. So I did. I took it and I looked into it and figured, well, let's start and see how it goes. And, here I am almost 5 years later, 4.5 years later. I dropped my weight. My doctor thinks my blood pressure is great. He thinks my A1C is great. So we still have that issue with with cholesterol and all that stuff, but my triglycerides are great. My HDL is extremely high. So he's really, really happy with those things. So, all right. So this is all there is for the dry ingredients. Like I said, this is pretty easy, pretty simple. Not a lot to it. Now we're going to mix some of the wet ingredients in with it as well. So I kind of like to ask, what's kind of your favorite breakfast food, right? So I make some stuff because I like eggs, and I like to eat eggs probably 3 or 4 times a week. But I don't like to eat them every day. So I try to find some alternatives to eat for breakfast during the week. So this is a really good one to do that. I'm hoping these blueberry ones come out well. The chocolate chip ones come out well. And there's some other ones that we've cooked as well, other types too as well. So what's your favorite ones that you like? What do you like for breakfast? What's your favorite food for breakfast? I like the breakfast burritos and stuff as well. So, all right, we're going to put 4 eggs in here. These are room temperature eggs. I took them out a while ago. I gotta get a tissue. Hold on. I also got a little. I ordered something for Amazon Prime Day, and that's there. And I'm gonna unbox it while these are in the oven. It will give us some time to do that while these are in the oven. So I'll show you what that is in a minute. I'm gonna mix these eggs in a little bit. Now, those of you that don't know what Keto Chow is actually something that was created. It's really meant to be like it's a meal replacement. So it has all the vitamins and nutrients that you would get in a regular meal. So it's a meal replacement, and it's really made for something like if you're in a hurry or something like that. You keep one in the refrigerator. So I'll bring them for work every once in a while, or I'll keep one in the house. So if I got to run somewhere or something else like that, and I don't have time to eat my dinner or my lunch, I'll just grab one and take it with me, right? So let's see. I'm going to put in a couple of teaspoons of the vanilla extract. I like the taste of vanilla extract. So generally when I'm cooking vanilla extract, I put extra in. So then I'm going to put in, I'm going to use, I wish I couldn't find a ratio blueberry one, but I wanted a thicker one. The Too Good one is a little bit thinner, so I wanted to use a thicker one. So I'm going to put in a yogurt in here. This is a Greek yogurt. This is the Ratio keto friendly yogurt. You can use a full fat yogurt or whatever you wanted to. It would accomplish the same thing, right? So I just decided to use this. This is the vanilla. I figured it was probably the most closest to just the plain, I guess you'd call it. So I'm actually going to put this in here. Again, I'm no cook, I'm telling you. There's a lot of guys out there that are a lot better cooks than I am. So we're a lot of people out there, I should say, that are a lot better cooks than I am. Not just so. But anyway, it's kind of mix it in. Now, if you like to put a little thinner, I will say the recipe calls for 8 ounces. This is only 5, so I may put a little bit more in. We'll see how we go. This is not too bad. So that the Greek yogurt will give it a nice texture where it will stay nice and moist and. Hey, Tom in the house. Hey, Tom, how are you? Must be hot in Vegas too, huh? Let's see who else is here. All right. Hey, I know a lot of you guys are creators, content creators and stuff of that nature. So hopefully you will connect with each other and check each other's channels out if you haven't. I know a lot of you do know each other, but a lot of you don't. So if you are a content creator, let's help each other out. Tom has got some great cooking over his channel. Sheena's actually doing some protein sparing modifying fasts, and she's more on the carnivore side, but she's trying to do some protein sparing modifying fast stuff right now too as well. So if you're into that, go check her channel out. Triple Threat, so if you're into firearms and stuff, I have my brother's in Texas. My family's a big hunting family. So I know we have a number of, I'm not going to say a number of rifles and stuff like that. And one of my friends is a big trainer over at a got a rifle range here in the town here. So there's some pretty cool things. He actually goes out to Las Vegas somewhere, and there's a shooting. I think it's like a weekend training shooting on how to use a firearm and intense training and stuff of that nature, and kind of like what a policeman would go through and all that stuff. So All right, so this is the consistency I'm looking at right now. So I'm thinking I'm gonna actually add just that little bit more. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this yogurt, and then I'm gonna eat the rest. Oh, I like that. The lid came off. The cover. So this is actually really good because this is it's only like what 3 net carbs or something like that. 2 total carbs in it. So pretty good. I'm happy with it. I like the way it tastes. So then I'm going to put this in here, mix that in. Then I'm going to put my blueberries in, and then we're going to be putting stuff in the oven. So what's everybody doing this weekend? So Tom Garvey and Mike have been doing some really awesome live streams that I've been joining during the week. They do a couple of them. I know Sheena's been doing a couple of them as well. So I gotta tell you, this last week and a half or 2 weeks has been so busy that I've been falling behind on some of my other activities. And I've actually pumped out a lot of videos out in the last 2 weeks that probably will slow down a little bit here coming up. I'm gonna go back to my 3 times a week. This week I think I put one out for Prime Day just because I wanted to, and then I put one out for a review that I did on Sunday, which is not normal for me. So hopefully today is a little more normal. We're actually going to a concert tonight. Hey, Cal Liking, how are you? So we're actually going to go out. They have the summer concert series. So tonight so it's on Saturday nights here in town. You pretty much go to them almost every night here in this area. There's one in this town. I think it's on Saturday nights. There's another one in the next town over. I think it's on Friday nights. There's one there's a huge, what they call the Collection, which is a huge area of shopping, restaurants. There's a movie theater. There's like one of those Dave and Buster places, and there's a comedy club and all kinds of stuff up there. And they do theirs. I think it's on Wednesday or Thursday nights. They have a big area up there, and they do it outdoors, and it's all free. So there's a lot of places to go out here for free music and stuff, which is good, especially in these day and age. So. Oh, and I did forget to put one more thing in here before we go too far. The most important thing, right? So, and that's 1 cup of blueberries I'm going to mix in here. Now, these are frozen organic blueberries. That's what I use. It's just, blueberries and strawberries, when I'm using them like that, the frozen ones, especially if they're in the recipe, then the frozen ones, especially the organic ones anyway, I can get them out of Costco or wherever, and they'll last me a long, long time. And I don't have to worry about them going bad or have to use them right. I actually thought about doing this, but doing it with raspberries. I don't know what a raspberry muffin would taste like. What do you guys think? All right, to me that looks really, really good. So I'm going to take this. I'm actually thinking. So I'm thinking I'm going to move some of this stuff out of my way so you can see what I'm doing. So they're talking, let's see, Sheena said, just hope that mine encourages people on, so she's talking about her channel. So she's saying, she just hopes it's encourage people as much as it does myself. So, and I think that's true too, because for me, the channel, I hope it helps people, but for me anyway, it helps hold me accountable for my actions and helps hold me, to my plan, right? So that's probably the most important thing because it's health for me, right? Again, I'm not a young guy, so I want to make sure that I have a good, long, healthy life, and I don't want to be taking a bunch of medications and stuff like that. And but if I can avoid it by having a good, healthy diet, right, and then a little bit of exercise. So I will say the exercise piece of it, I do exercise and I walk every day. I'm not as diligent as, right now, I hate to say it, but that the big C word is back out there. We have like 14 cases at work now again. My wife has 5 at her work again. So I've kind of cut down going to the gym right now, and I've been working out at home and walking a lot more, that kind of stuff. So I haven't, and when you work out at home, you get home and you kind of get sidetracked, right? Especially for me, right? So I don't know about anybody else. You get home and you start doing YouTube, you start watching people's videos, you start doing your own editing, you're starting filming yourself, and before you know it, you forgot to work out. And so really easy. I have tried to really hard to make myself go out for walks every day at right after dinner or just before dinner. So, and I know some people right now, especially in the summertime, it's hot, so it's really hard to get out and walk. And these muffins really have a strange color and texture to them. I will tell you that. So the white and the blue kind of made like a gray color. So kind of a weird texture. So weird look to them. So. One of the things I always do is I always lick the spoons and stuff like that. And I kind of want to not do that because I want to have a taste test at the end, and I kind of like to wait and see how they taste at the end. And when doing a live, I can't turn the camera off and lick the spoon or whatever, and then so what's everybody else doing this weekend? So you're hanging out, you do anything special? Went out to dinner, having friends over, cooking big meals, working. That's the other thing about work right now is we're shorthanded. So 2 of the guys that work for me had left and gone other places, so can't say I blame them. So not only do we have an extra workload, we also are looking for people. So I've been doing resumes and interviews and all that stuff. So it's kind of very, very hectic at work. So that's okay. It makes a day go by fast. I'll tell you, I can't believe it's already middle of July, and June's over and gone and stuff. So, hey, I would say just a plug for if anybody interested in a little exercise and getting into teams and you want to meet a bunch of other content creators and stuff of that nature, Derek's Journey, and I'll put a link down below in the description. I don't think there's one down there yet right now, but I put one down there. He actually, in the month of August, is doing a step challenge. I participated. He does them about every other month or so. He actually has a weight loss competition right now. But he does these step challenges, and all it is he gets people to sign up. They break into teams, and then the total teams compete against each other each week for steps. So it's not an individual competition; it's a team competition, and it's really meant not to winner take all or anything else. It's meant to encourage each other to get out and start taking steps. There's some people that walk 30,000 steps a day, and there's people that walk 5,000 steps a day. So it's not about the number of steps it's just about getting out and getting moving. There's people that drive trucks. There's people that are fitness instructors. There's people in all kinds of walks of lives. A lot of them are content creators. So it's a great place to go in there, sign up, participate, connect with your team members, as well as other people and stuff like that. So thank Tom. Tom, I'm going to put this one up there just because I want to thank Tom for saying that. But so Tom's just saying that I said I'm not a cook. That he disagrees. He cares what they eat and makes their own food is a good cook. So thank you. I appreciate that. I will tell you, like, my wife's not here right now, but she is a much better cook than I am. And a lot of times when we do rehearsals or we go through stuff, people don't realize that when you're doing a lot of this stuff, especially cooking. I don't know about you, Tom, when you do it, because Tom does a lot of cooking. Tom does a lot of great cooking on his channel. And and I don't know about you, Tom, but for me anyway, a lot of times I'll cook stuff ahead of time to try it once or twice before I cook it, especially if it's a new recipe. If it's an old recipe, I don't worry about it. Like, this is just basically a modification of a recipe. And I'm going to throw this in the oven while we're talking. So, all right, so I'm going to throw those in there for about 15 minutes, and we'll let it go. But so it's really, you have to cook stuff. At least for me, if it's a new recipe I've never tried before, I'm going to cook it once or twice and try it. Generally, before I do the video, I don't always do it. Sometimes I'll do it live, but a lot of times when you first do it, the first recipe, it doesn't necessarily come out very good. So I kind of like to show you stuff that is pretty good and I think is good. It's edible, and it's stuff that I would be proud to give to somebody, even if they're not doing keto, because I'm going to tell you what, the foods that are out there today, everybody seems to think that if it's keto, it's not good tasting. But if it's done right, to me anyway, it can be pretty damn good. So, at least I think so. But then again, maybe my taste buds are tainted or whatever. My wife is not keto. She eats rice. She eats whatever she wants. And she'll eat a lot of the stuff, and she really likes it. Like the protein sparing modifying bread, my wife really likes it. So she eats that instead of the regular bread. Just it's healthier for her. It's high protein, low calorie for her. So it helps a lot. Does she eat a lot of stuff that I don't eat? Yeah, absolutely. So, but that's okay. That's what she wants. I'm not here to force anybody to do anything that I do. I know it works for me, and I know what helps me with my health, and that's what it's about, right? So, and she encouraged me. She supports me. And when she cooks, she'll cook stuff. If there's something like, was it last week? She made pancit. If you don't know what pancit is, it's like a stir fry with noodles in it and stuff. I've actually made a keto version of it before in the past. So it's a Filipino dish. They usually bring it out, and it's like a for parties, celebrations, birthday parties, anniversaries, that type of stuff. They'll make a big batch of it, cook it all up, and it's really, really delicious. It's probably one of my favorite Filipino dishes right now. So she'll take that and she'll keto-fy part of it for me, and then she'll keep part of it for her. So, which I really appreciate, because that's twice the work for her when she does it. So she'll make it keto, and then instead of putting noodles in it, she'll either give me just the stir-fry part of it, or she'll split it in half and put like shiitake noodles or something like that nature in it for me, and then she'll put her rice noodles in it for herself. So, so to me, that works. I'm really, really happy that she does that. I really, really appreciate that. It helps me a lot more, and I can't imagine struggling with being the only one in the house doing it, and everybody else is around you. And I know a lot of people are doing that, so I have a lot of sympathy for you if you're doing that. So, but hey, I did want to. I got my apron out here, and I was going to wear it because I was worried about the blueberries getting on my shirt because it's yellow. And then I didn't even wear it. So I did have a box that I ordered. This is what I ordered on Amazon Prime Day. Let me know if you order anything on Amazon Prime Day. So this was something I've been kind of talking a lot about. Again, I've been really thinking about doing it. It actually was on sale. It wasn't necessarily the brand I wanted. It's a good brand, a decent brand. So I said, well, the price is right. You know what? I've never really tried it before. So it's a sous vide cooker. So have any of you ever cooked with sous vide? Tom, have you ever cooked with So Tom's kind of saying he cooked for many years in restaurants, businesses. All I did now is just make the same thing. I just make it keto. So, and that's basically all I'm doing too as well. So instead of putting sugar in it, I'm putting the Latina sweetener in it. And it tastes, to me anyway, it tastes the same. Instead of putting flour in it, I'm putting either coconut flour or almond flour or protein powder in there to replace the flour. So again, there is some things you have to do it. Like I know when I made my donuts, I found that if I use, believe it or not, and people are going to say it's a horrible taste, but if I put apple cider vinegar in it, it actually gives it a really nice flavor. So, which is something opposite, because when I first tried the recipe, I said, no, apple cider vinegar is going to be nasty. I hate it. I mean, I'm one of those guys that we drink it every once in a while. We'll put a tablespoon of it in the water and drink it, but it's not the nicest stuff. But anyway, so one of the things that I've learned over the years, and I've been watching a lot of videos, and I've been watching a lot of people cook with the sous vide cookers, especially meat. So when you cook it in the sous vide cooker, it cooks it at a very low temperature for a long amount of time, and it actually cooks it under pressure. So sous vide means under pressure. That's what it is. So you cook it in a water bath, and it makes the steak or roast or chicken or fish really tender. It keeps all the moisture in it, so you don't lose any of the moisture, so it stays tender. And one of the things I learned was that a lot of restaurants actually sous vide cook their steaks and their meats, and that way because it's easier to control whether it's medium well, rare. It's easier for them to control it than it is if they're cooking it on a grill. So they'll sous vide cook it, and then when you order it, they'll take it out of the sous vide cooker. They'll just flip it on the pan and brown both sides and then serve it to you. So it really makes it much easier. So I want to try that. Like I said, I've watched, I can't see Steve over at Serious Keto. I've watched, I've watched the Two Crazy Ketos do it. I've watched Loving It loving it on keto. Wendy and Harry over there, they're using them. So I just kind of, there's a ton of people that I watch that use them and cook them. So I wanted to try to get one. They're pretty cheap. This one was pretty cheap. This is what it looks like. So you plug it in, you clip it on the side of a pot or in a water bath. And it has water. It fills up to about here. And then it circulates the water. And then it has a temperature control on the top of it. I don't know, not plugging in right now, but and then you set the temperature that you want, and then you just let it go. So pretty cool. I can't wait to try it. I'm going to start looking at sales. I do need to get some silicone bags because you have to put the meat in a silicone bag. I don't have a vacuum sealer. So Tom's saying that ask me if I have a vacuum sealer. Yeah, so it's much better on tougher meat, Tom said as well. So that's what everybody tells me. So you can take a roast that you normally would bake or cook, and it would be tough, and you know, not necessarily be the best cut. You'd have to pour a ton of gravy on it to eat it. And Anita, like even Anita over at Ketogenic Woman, she's another one that does it. And they cook with them, and they talk about how tender it comes out, how juicy it comes out, how easy it is to eat with it. So I thought it'd be cool to play with. It's something that I kind of really like to try. So especially like you said, those lower, rough, hard to cut, hard to eat types of meats. And right now, some of those cuts are probably better deals. So you'll probably see this coming up in a couple of videos in the near future. So I'll have a lot to learn about it. Like I said, I got to go get either a sealer, or I know a lot of people use those silicone bags as well. And some people use the vacuum baggers. So maybe next time I'm in Costco, I'll look to see how much the vacuum bagger is that they have there. I know they have one. And I know they have the bags there as well. So it's actually a good way to probably separate the meat, and you can put it in the vacuum bags and then freeze it. So, but that's my new toy. That was what I got for Amazon Prime Day. That was the only thing that I bought. I thought that was a cool prize, cool thing. I've been talking about it and looking at them. I said if one comes up on Prime, I'm looking for a new coffee pot too as well. But I didn't see any good deals that I wanted on the coffee pots that I wanted. And I'm not going to buy a coffee pot and settle for somebody else's or something else that is not what I wanted. So we'll see. Hey, it's a good time to, if you haven't yet, go smash that thumbs up button. That would be great. I would really, really appreciate it. And again, if you're interested in trying to connect with each other or anything else, go down there and leave a comment after the video. I know you can't do it while the live is going on, but you leave a comment afterwards and then check each other's channel out. I'm sure you'll get some good information and stuff like that. I know Frugal Mama, she's out doing workouts every morning. She's doing unboxing. She's doing a ton of videos, a lot of great stuff. So of course, 4 a.m. for me is a little early. That's what time she's on here. She's on the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast. So that 3-hour difference really sometimes throws us off. So I go over there and check out, like I said, those other channels and stuff of that nature. That would be awesome. Again, like I said, every time I watch somebody's channel, whether it be Tom's or Sheena's or Frugal Mama's or whoever, I learn stuff. So that's what it's all about. So. Coffee's almost gone. I want to save a little bit left for when the muffins come out. But that's really good. I am going to taste the yogurt. So you eat yogurt? I'm hoping so, Tom. Tom's saying that I love it, so I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that it works as well as I hope it will. So, I was told don't worry about getting these really expensive ones that you can control on your phone and all that stuff. Just get a good one that you just stick in the pot and put it in there. I was actually watching a channel, and I forget the name of it, because I just started watching it a couple times, and she actually did a whole video about her sous vide cooking setup and how she set it all up. And she had talked about, because you can buy the plastic. I'm gonna take this off. She said you can buy the plastic containers instead of putting up in a pot. And she was talking about how the one she bought was way too big. So, to buy the smaller one. She was also saying it's probably a lot cheaper not to buy the brand name. They're exactly the same. You can get some other ones because it's just hold water, and it has to be heat resistant up to a couple hundred degrees, because it usually only goes 160 to 190 or something like that. So, and she was just saying that how to use those and stuff of that nature. So it's kind of cool to play around and have a new toy to play with. And so we'll see. I did start talking about Derek's journey too. So again, just kind of go down there and check out that. And I know Frugal Mama is actually part of it, and she's been on a bunch of the teams. She's done it a couple times. She's actually a fitness instructor. So, like I said, she does workouts every morning. So go out and check that out if you're into it. And sometimes it's just about getting up and moving a little bit. You don't necessarily have to be moving like crazy, right? So, planking, it doesn't have to be on the ground. You can do it up against the wall. You can do it on the couch. You can modify it so you can do it. So, and that's really, if you want to start including exercise into your daily routine and you're not doing that today, that's really the way to do it. Like I say, for me, I like walking. I actually here, because we have a lot of really nice trails and stuff like that. I don't know, walking around the neighborhood's okay, but getting out on a trail and there's, where you got beautiful scenery and you're not walking around in circles and stuff is actually a lot nicer than walking around a neighborhood. So it's really, really nice. So we have a couple of really great trails here. So, so Tom says he's swimming now, so that's a great exercise. What was it? I was watching somebody and they're doing water aerobics or something like that, because it's much better and easier on their joints and bones and stuff of that nature. So it's just keep moving, right? That yogurt's really good. I hope it's as good as the muffins as it is here. So, all right, let me see these muffins, what they look like. Actually, I'm gonna. I had two of these. I don't know where the other one is. All right, I can tell you they're not done yet. I can just tell by looking at them. So, we're going to let them go another 5 minutes. I will say, and I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's because we're close to the ocean or what. My oven seems to take longer to cook than what most recipes call for. So, like this recipe is from what I've done in the past is about 12 to 15 minutes, and it seems to take me closer to 18 to 20 minutes. So, I find that with my cookies as well sometimes. And I've even bought a temperature gauge so I could calibrate it and make sure that it was at the right temperature. And according to the temperature gauge, it says it's at the right temperature, so it's fine. But I don't know why it takes longer. I don't know if it's because I'm at sea level or close to it, or usually I would think that if you're in a higher elevation, it would take longer, but in here it'd be about the same, but not really sure. So you guys know anything about that? You know anything about cooking and how it affects different elevations and different places? So is that something that I don't understand? I don't know. So, but we wait for those things to come out. So I have done. So in this beast mode challenge that I've been doing right now with the weight things this week, I'm actually going to see if I can actually. Let me see if I can share. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can bring up the. I'm going to see if I can bring up the chart, and I'll show you. Oh, that's not what I wanted. You see my email? Hold on a second. I'm trying to. Trying to find the. I downloaded a file actually, and I've been updating it. I don't know where I put it. Oh. Yeah, I don't know where I put it. So, oh well. I'll have to show it to you later. Yeah, I'll have to find it and show it to you later. So, I really wasn't planning on showing it. That's why I kind of didn't. Generally, what happens is when I'm going to show these things, I'll put them in a folder so I can just pull them up on the computer real easy. And I didn't do that because I wasn't really planning on it. So, might have a seal issue in your oven. Okay. So, all right, I'll have to look at that. So it's a brand new oven. I mean, so I shouldn't say brand new. It's 3 years old now, but I'll have to take a look at that and figure out how to figure out if there is a seal or something, because there's something definitely going on that, because like I said, you cook something and the recipe calls it for 15 minutes and it takes me 20 minutes. There's definitely something going on. So, like I said, I thought maybe, because I know a lot of people talk about their oven is off on their calibration. And so I went out and I bought an oven thermometer that I put inside just so I can run it. One of the things it does say, it does take a lot longer for my oven to heat up than they're blue. They feel pretty good. I use the old toothpaste stick. Yeah. Toothpaste trick. Yeah, I think they look like they're done. I'm actually thinking they could probably go in there for a couple more minutes. So, but yeah, I think they're done. So anyway, we're gonna let them cool down for about 10 minutes or so. Then we'll take a test and see how that goes, and um, see how they taste. But I'll show you what they look like. They kind of look like a giant, kind of weird, funky color. I'll tell you that. So if you see the nice blueberries in there, so they definitely look good. So. They're hot. I'll tell you that. We're gonna take it. We're gonna set it here aside for a few minutes, and I'm actually gonna pop one of these out. I'm actually gonna clear this plate off. So I'm gonna use this plate. Maybe I won't. It's too dirty. So I'm gonna clear that plate off and get another plate. I'm gonna pull one of those things out to let it cool. We'll put it on a cooling rack, right? And put it on the plate after. I love these things. I'll tell you, these things have been a lifesaver. These parchment paper baking cups, I will tell you, they make my life so much easier. So, So, yeah. So, Tom, I'm going to be searching the YouTube later to see how I check for a seal leak and see how I can detect that and see if I need to get a some kind of a thermal scanner or gun or something like that to check it or what. So I do want to get one because I see Mike over at Keto Journey. He uses a temperature probe to heat the stovetop pan. So I'm thinking about going and getting one. I think you can get one pretty cheap at Harbor Freight and trying that one out and just see how it works. Just because I want to try to. I'm trying playing around with those egg life wraps, and I want to try to see the different temperatures on the stove top to make a difference, so I can kind of figure out the right temperature I like to get it at, and see how that would go. So we'll see. Playing around with it a little bit, using xanthan gum instead of the beef gelatin. I don't know. I think the xanthan gum, because that's what they used in the original one, I think it would give it a better texture and stuff like that. So Rose, how are you? So Rose, where are you from? I think you're one of the new folks I see here. So, but yeah, I lost my train of thought. So, but yeah, so it's pretty good. So, it's kind of a funky looking muffin, I'll tell you that. So, but it actually smells great. It really does. Look at that texture inside. I gotta tell you, that's one thing about this Sony EZV. This the Sony camera that I have, the EV, it's a EV1, actually focuses in on food really, and it focuses on what's in front of it versus your face, which a lot of the cameras focus on your face. So, but it looks really, really nice. So. It's really good. It's really good. So it has a really, really nice blueberry flavor to it. So again, because it's a protein muffin, it will have a little bit of a, it will have a little, it's a little bit denser than probably a regular muffin, but that's why you put the yogurt in there to keep it nice and moist and to make it really enjoyable. So no, it's really, really good. Again, in the morning, you get up, looking for something quick and easy. Get tired of eating hard-boiled eggs or you're doing keto or eggs. This is a really good alternative to do that. So again, really high in protein. Just kind of real quick, like talk a little bit about the macros I've written down here. I got to go in and verify this information. So there's about 250 calories in one of these. Total carbs in here. I am a total carb guy. I do total carbs. It really helps me control all the sweeteners and all that stuff. And one serving of this is 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of sweetener still has 8 total carbs. So it really helps me control this. So I eat some, but I don't eat a ton of it. So I don't go way overboard and go crazy with it. So it's really, really nice. I do use it, but then again, like I said, it controls me. So like when I put my coffee in there, I'll put a half a teaspoon in there instead of a full teaspoon in there, right? Just enough so I can taste it, but not enough to overpower it. And then again, like I said, when I made this, I didn't put in a full half cup into it. I took it down to probably a third of a cup, right? So just because it's sweet enough as it is. So I think it is anyway. And then protein in here was 13. So one of these is 13 grams of protein. The fiber in here is 19, or I should say the fat in here is 19. Mainly that's the yogurt that's in here is the majority of fat, as well as Keto Chow does have fat in it, because as much as we say you don't want to eat fat, right? So or people say you don't want to eat fat, you need fat to survive. Fat is what takes your hormones and controls them and makes you flow around your body and all that stuff. So it's just eating the right fats and the healthy fats, right? So versus the saturated fats and the unhealthy fats, right? So that's really cool. And then fiber on it is 13. So if you're doing net carbs on this, so if you are doing net carbs and you're not tracking the sugar, alcohols, or the fiber, then the net carbs in this would be 4. So one of these would be 4. So again, I do bring up the fact that I tell you what the calories are, but I don't really worry much about the calories. I never have. I worry about what the carbs are, and that has worked for me, right? So everybody's different. And I have a daughter that's doing Weight Watchers, and she's tracking points, right? So no matter what you're doing, if it works for you, that's fantastic. So you got to do what works for you, and everybody's going to be different. So I'm going to be different than Tom, and Tom's going to be different than Sheena, and Sheena's going to be different than whoever else. So it's just kind of you're going to have your different nuances. I have been thinking about, because I have been watching some folks doing it as well lately as well. They got a glucose monitor, so that as they're eating stuff, they're testing themselves. Because some foods trigger them and some foods don't. I find it interesting. I don't know anybody know who Goody Beats is, but Goody Beats he lives out of the Austin, Texas area. He has a company that's bio something. I forget the name of it. And they actually make an A1C monitor. Oh, excuse me. So he's been checking his glucose. So he's been doing all kinds of stuff. And then Steve over Serious Keto just did a great. I thought it was 2 parts, and he did tortilla wraps, and they were low carb tortilla wraps, and he was wearing a continuous glucose monitor. And the results were, to me anyway, were extremely interesting. And most of the low carb low carb tortillas were no different than the regular tortillas when it came to the spiking his insulin levels. So, which was really, really interesting. So, if you're interested in some of that stuff, you kind of see some of those cool experiments that Steve did over there on that stuff. It was really, really good. So, hey, Mike's here from Keto Journey. So, so I've been thinking about getting one. I thought about getting one of those Mojo monitors, and then I can check my A1C and I can check my ketone levels. I've been doing this almost 5 years. I've never checked my ketone levels. I never saw a need for it. If I did do it, it would be for videos or something of that nature, just for information for you guys. Just because I would be curious, as well as hopefully you would be curious as well. So I'm hoping it would help you with your journey as well, and understand, well, if it's not working for him, maybe it wouldn't work for me, right? And again, just to reiterate, and I know, I'm no doctor, no nutritionist, or any healthcare professional in any way, shape, or form. So, everything I talk about is just kind of stuff that has worked for me over the past, 5 years, 4.5 years, I should say. So, so you got to kind of figure out what your journey is and what you're going through, and what works for you. And that's all. So I do have, if you're interested, I do have an email down below. You can always email me. I'm always there for discussions, always there for input. The whole reason I started this channel was to try to help other folks get healthy, lose weight. And that's really what it's all about. So helping each other, not just in their channel growth, but in life in general, because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything, right? So, so you really gotta take care of yourself. You gotta be good to yourself. And there's going to be times where you're going to go off the wagon. You're going to celebrate. You're going to have a good time and enjoy yourself. And when you're done, you go right back and get back on the bandwagon, as they would say, and just keep moving forward, right? So, and I know that's happened for me. We went on vacation last year, and I put on like 8 pounds when I was on vacation. And then over the course of the next 2 or 3 weeks, I lost the 8 pounds and started back on my trail again. So, so it is going to happen, so don't be depressed. Don't be sad. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your vacations, enjoy your time. Just don't make it an all-time thing. Make it a once in a while, one night or something like that, out for your anniversary or your birthday or whatever it is. And then that's it, So, hey, we've been over here over a little over an hour now. So I'm going to have my coffee, and I think I'm going to finish eating this muffin. Hey guys, I'm going to take this recipe and I will post it down below. I have to make some changes to it, and then I'll post it up here later today. So if you want to try it and you want to make the muffins or something else, you can. I also do have a website. I have not been real active on the website like I need to be. I don't have time. I'm sorry. Also, I'd like to make some changes to it. So if anybody's a web designer or something like that would do it for free to help me, let me know. But I do have to go in there and have to spend some time in there. And just like I said, between work itself and then trying to keep things going here at YouTube, this is my main focus, is YouTube after work. I got to make a living first, right? So then after that is YouTube. So to keep things going here, things are growing nicely. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. So you really inspire me and keep me going. So I can't tell you how great it is to be part of this community. And, I've met so many great people and so many like-minded people, and even a few unlike-minded people. But, it's more about supporting each other. And even, like I said, again, you can, even if you're not doing keto, if you're doing something else, Weight Watchers, or if you're doing a high carb diet or whatever it is, we can support each other. We don't necessarily have to be doing the same thing. You do what you want to do, and I'll do what I want to do. I'll support you and help you in any way. Oh man. And then, wait, first, I hope. keep it positive, you know, let's, like I say, keep it positive. Let's make each other positive. We're all working for the same thing. We're all working to be successful in life. That includes health as well as whatever else you're doing. So, So Tom's asking me sometime if I want to come up with on the live. Maybe next week I'll do that. So, I've been kind of a little bit, kind of hesitant to do that because a lot of times when you guys are doing the lives and stuff, I'm watching, but I'm also doing other things. I'm editing videos and I'm trying to do some other stuff or trying to catch up on some work or something. So a lot of times I'm multitasking. I don't know how effective it is, but my brain doesn't work as well as it used to, it seems like. But, going out for walks and stuff. So if you don't mind me joining while I'm walking and talking and or something like that, that's okay. I might do that. So, as well as I'm thinking next time. So just a reminder, next Saturday, I'm going to do another live. It's probably going to be a much shorter live because all it's going to be about is the drawing for the Keto Chow that I'm giving away. So again, if you want to get in on that Keto Chow and get some of the magnesium drops or, these are things I'm giving away on the drawing next week. So, I got 3 things. Actually 4 things I'm doing on a regular channel. And then I'm having the electrolyte tablets for members only. So if you're a member, you'd have 2 chances to win. But if you like them, magnesium drops, fasting drops, electrolyte tablets. So, go down there and go back to that Friday's video, check it out. And in one part, I tell you how to sign up. You got to be as a subscriber, and then you got to say a certain word that I said during them. You have to put hashtag certain word in there. And I'm not going to tell you what the word is because I want you to go back and watch a video. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, like I say, I got an apron as well. So, I'm one that believes that my good fortune should go to the community as well. So if some company asks me to try something and they give me extras of it, I'm going to pass that on to the community, just because I want you guys to benefit from it as well, because you guys are the ones that made me be able to get some of that stuff, right? So it's really you make me successful, and I'll share some of the benefit with you. And I don't know if that translates right, but anyway, I actually watched someone the other day that did a video, and he was interviewing people in Newport Beach, California. Newport Beach, California is one of the very richest sections of California. Beautiful, beautiful area, beautiful harbor, really, really nice area. And he was interviewing people, and he was asking what their jobs were and how much they made a year, and what do they do with their extra money, and how do they save, and how do they invest, and so on and so forth. He's kind of got an investment channel. I play with stocks a little bit, and I keep track of the finance world, and so I play around a little bit like that, right? So he was asking, and one of the guys was saying, he asked him how old he was, and he said 80 years old. And he asked him what he was, and he said, I was an investment real estate guy. So he invested in real estate, business real estate. He was buying, selling warehouses and malls or whatever else it was. I don't know, but he does investment real estate. And his net worth was over $4 million. And he said that he made money to give money away. He says, I got the $4 million in my income now, but by the time I pass away, I expect to have $0 in my bank account, because my job is to make it and then take my fortune and pass it back on to the people, so that I can make an impact in the world. I thought that was a great analogy of, hey, if you're fortunate and you have a good means or something, good fortune happens to you, you should pass that good fortune on to others. let's make other people happy. Let's make other people's lives easier. It helps spread that goodness. And just with all the stuff that's going on in the world today, it was just a really cool thing to hear somebody talk about that. And I'm sure I'm not expressing it in the way that the guy did it in the video. So it was really pretty cool. So anyway, I think I'm going to end the video now. Thank you. So I will, like I say, I'm going to come out next Saturday, probably the same time. Really quick video, probably quick live, probably a half hour. We'll do the giveaways. So hopefully you go sign up for those. And, just remember, you guys are awesome. So we will talk to you very, very soon. All right. Make sure you're leaving comments down there below so you guys can connect with each other. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.